So, Backlash was great. The show came off and did exactly what it needed to do. It's a B-level pay-per-view post-WrestleMania season, but it was better than what it seemed like it was going to be on paper. I gave it a lot of leeway because of all the pay-per-views stacking back-to-back together. You got Backlash, I think Saturday night's main event is next. Then we got Money in the Bank. So everything's stacking up on WWE's plate as far as PLEs are concerned. But this show was better than I anticipated, and I think the same can be said for a lot of people, if you ask me. So basically, I just want to talk with you guys about my reactions to the show. But before we get into it, I want to watch my absolutely favorite part of this whole pay-per-view.
You know what I'm saying, dog? I'm so proud of you. Even if people say you suck and can't wrestle.
This is so crazy, man.
Ron, that was over the line. You say one more thing, and I promise there'll be repercussions.
But I just want to tell you.
Nah. Cena, you his childhood hero. Why you do R-Truth like that? He respect and glorify you. Ain't no way you gave it, man. You ain't had to put it through the table like that, dog. Oh my god, that was absolutely hilarious to me once the post show came on. And I actually missed this live. I saw it on Instagram a few minutes after the post show, but it was absolutely probably my favorite part of the show, including after everything that happened with Cena and Randy Orton tearing the house down. But let's start from the top and we'll work our way through the show, and I'll tell y'all what I thought about it. First things first, the Fatal 4-Way US Championship match. I don't know if I can recall a time in recent history where the US title felt this important since like maybe the John Cena Open Challenge days, for real. And when I tell you each and every last one of these men went out there and put on a banger, I mean a banger. Now, Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest worked themselves basically out of the match because they got their little petty beef going. They was going back and forth throwing blows, and hopefully Drew McIntyre's okay. I think I read that Triple H said he's fine, but I think he hit his head on the floor. Nonetheless, the match itself was great. I enjoyed it. The pace was good. I love that they kept LA Knight looking as powerful as he is. He's still huge amongst the fans, so they put him in good quality matches, and even in his losses he still looks strong. He still looks like a viable character that they're gonna use from here on out, as he should be. He's loved amongst the fans and he's a great wrestler. Jacob Fatu always looks great, amazing wrestler. He's extremely athletically gifted for his size, and he does great work every time he's in the ring. We also got the debut of Jeff Cobb in this match. He came out with Solo Sikoa. Now y'all know Jacob and Solo been basically bumping heads lately. They ain't been on the same page. He had an ace in his back pocket that basically helped Jacob get the win, and Jacob is still your US champion. You won't hear any complaints from me on that. I love the match. It was a great opener. I honestly thought like, man, is that going to be match of the night? But the night progressively kept getting better. Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch was fire. Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch actually went out there and cooked. Like, it was a good match. I'm not gonna lie. I usually, sometimes if the story's not good enough, I'm not really invested in matches. I like story driven stuff. That's why I like WWE over a lot of other promotions that I could watch. And I wasn't really feeling this story, but the match itself was really good. Becky Lynch did what she needed to do, and I know people gonna throw out the Becky Hogan quotes, the 2 belt, she overpushed, all that. But one thing that you gotta give to her, hands down, when Becky steps between those ropes, she throw out bangers, bro. And it was nothing less than that on Saturday night. I enjoyed it personally. And Lyra Valkyria looked great. And that's what this all was about. It was like a coming out party to show that she really deserves to be the Intercontinental Champion. It actually helps the women's mid-card titles look better. So I'm glad she had the chance to show like, hey, like, I can really throw down for real. And to do it against somebody that's already made, like Becky Lynch, kudos to both. Shout out to Becky Lynch for making Lyra Valkyria look good. This also makes me wonder where they're going on Monday Night Raw, because we're probably going to see Bayley, if not tonight, in the next week or so, and they'll interact again. So it was a good turnout for those two in this match. The IC Championship match, I liked it. I ain't gonna lie. Dominic Mysterio's turn, and I get he's still supposed to be a heel, but the crowd loved, like, it don't make no sense how much love he's been getting, especially at Mania. Like, he came out, it was Oh my God, everybody loved Dominic Mysterio, and I've always thought he was a talented wrestler. He works really hard. I like his camera work. He does really well with what he can portray to the audience. And I thought his match here with Penta was really good. Finn Balor came out there, Carlito came out there, and you know, do what Judgment Day does. And then Chad Gable, he put the plate in his mask again and headbutted him. And I think this has something to play into the Worlds Collide stuff. You know, the AAA versus WWE, that PLE or kind of live event. I think that's what's going on. So we're probably gonna see Chad Gable interact with that as well. And you know, Chad Gable went in there, helped Dominic get the win, and that's how it went. But I think it was a solid match. It was pretty good. Hats off. My hairline bad, so I'm gonna put mine back on. But hats off to Gunther and Pat McAfee. If you never respected Pat McAfee before, you gotta give it to him now. Granted, he is an ex-athlete, so that has something to do with his athletic ability. But for now, he just podcasts on ESPN and he does his color commentary alongside Michael Cole. He wasn't just going through the motions, he was actually in there putting in work, taking bumps like with Gunther. And then again, it's Gunther. You could put Gunther in there with a broomstick. He still doesn't have bad matches, man. And I just think a lot of people think that Gunther's getting buried or he's getting pushed to the wayside. No, like if anything, this just helps build his character as like the bad guy. Like he really could have ended the match as soon as the bell rung, but he wanted to toy with Pat McAfee. And they almost had me for a moment when Michael Cole grabbed his leg and Pat McAfee was covering him. I'm like, oh, they're gonna actually give Pat McAfee a win. Got his shoulder up off the mat. That was a great moment for me because for a minute there, I honestly thought that there was a slight chance that McAfee was gonna win. But he put up a good fight. McAfee was taking chest chops. He looked really good for what Pat McAfee is to the company. He looked really good. And like I said, Gunther always helps put on great matches. No matter who he's in the ring with, he tends to put on really good matches. Last but not least, John Cena and Randy Orton put on a low-key barn burner. Like it was balls to the wall from start to finish. And honestly, I was skeptical about it. Cena hasn't really looked good in his last few matches, and Randy Orton also just getting up there in age. But the fact that this is their last match and it's better than some of the matches they had when they were in their prime is crazy to me. All the finishers, all the kickouts, the ref bumps, and like just the dynamic shift of Cena being the bad guy and Randy Orton being the baby face, I think added a whole new dynamic to the match as well. And the fact that we got to see it play out was really, really cool because we never had a chance to see Cena as a heel and Randy Orton as a babyface and they collide. That was already helping the match. And then the fact that we're in St. Louis, you know St. Louis ride or die for Randy Orton. So they was in there deep tonight. The fans were already into it strictly for those two things. And then the fact that they actually put on a good match. I feel like maybe Cena heard some of the whispers in the back about how he's been wrestling lately. And rightfully so. His match at WrestleMania wasn't all that good. He's just been looking kind of ring rusty. But y'all know how it is. It's like any other sport. You're not in the gym getting up shots. When you try to go back to shooting jumpers, yours probably going to be broke for the first 20-30 minutes. But he just had to get the oil on the gears, get it grinding, get everything rolling. And maybe we're going to see better matches from here on out. If tonight was any indication of how the rest of his retirement tour is going to go, Cena is hooping, man. Like him and Randy Orton really put on a banger. I would like nostalgia, everything kicked in. I'm just sitting back like this, like I'm 8 years old again. I don't know, it was an energy shift when they came out there because at first it was like, oh no, I don't want them to hurt themselves. They're a little bit older, but they really went at it. It was a good way to close the chapter on that rivalry. I loved every second of it. And then to close the match, when they started the post show, before they went to the post show panel, you could see Cena getting the thank you Cena chants, and he's starting to like make certain faces. I think they're starting to plant seeds for that character art turn for him to eventually go back face, because we all know Cena is not retiring a heel, so eventually he will turn back face. But I like the fact that they're planting those seeds for him to go back to his original act and love and embrace the fans again. They got him making faces and think about, maybe I made a bad decision, maybe this isn't who I want to be. So that's going to be cool to see how it plays out. And probably since he just put R-Truth through a table, that's probably going to be his match for Saturday night's main event, and it'll be a fun, goofy match. Really cool. I think R-Truth deserves that moment because of the things he's done backstage. He's used some of Cena's moves, so it only makes sense. I'm cool with it. I don't want people to overreact to that match. It's a good match for Truth, and it'll just only add to the heel character. So y'all relax. All in all, Backlash was way better than it had any business being. Like, you got to think, some of the top names weren't even on the card. Roman wasn't there, Seth wasn't there, CM Punk, Jey Uso wasn't there, and they still dropped a banger. It did what it was supposed to do and then some, if that makes sense. Like, it was a really good show. It exceeded my expectations. Y'all let me know what y'all think down below. Backlash 2025 was a good wrestling show. Like and subscribe if you do. Leave a comment too. I'ma see y'all in the next one. I ain't gonna lie though, Cena, putting R-Truth through the table was nasty work.